was already supposed to be signed up, and Bill Haney was just asking, "Hey, what's happening here?" And Brian Norman said, "We don't. Well, we just got to sign up August 1st. If you don't have a problem, to go tell Turkey." That's how it really went. So people are ignoring the fact that Bill Haney was under the assumption that they were already supposed to be signed up.
Well, I think I'm not ignoring the fact that, if anything, I think I don't really have to listen to Bill to understand what's going on. You know what I mean? I know what was said to him. I mean, to me. You know what I mean? And at the same time, if it's not contractually obligated for you to do it, he don't have to do it. That's just plain and simple.
So let me ask you something. How sure it wasn't contractually obligated? Because like I said, according to Bill, and Brian didn't really push back on this, Bill said that they were under some. This is what was agreed upon to them for them to sign up prior.
8 weeks.
No, 8 weeks for Turkey to pay. Bill said they're paying
extra. Contractual. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Everything outside that contract, he's not obligated to do anything outside that contract. But he said he enrolled. That's what I'm telling you. He enrolled.
So then it becomes a question of why is Bill under this assumption? And like I said, Brian Norman didn't push back on that assumption. I don't know if it was a verbal agreement. Who knows? But he was under the assumption this was supposed to happen. And that's why he brought it up. It wasn't like he brought it up out thin air that one day. It wasn't just on like social media. He has brought up this. He was under the assumption that they were already supposed to have started testing, and he was querying.
Why ain't contact the managers?
That's what he said. Remember, he said go talk to Turkey. Remember, he said, okay,
no. He has senior number and he has the other managers' numbers too.
Right. So, like I said, when he made the statement, he was already under the assumption that they were already going to start testing.
No. You're not hearing me.
Yes.
You went to social media.
They were on live together.
No.
Yeah. They were on live together.
He tweeted that out. That's how everything got started. He tweeted it out.
He tweeted out talking about how long it's going to take Brian Norman Jr. to start testing. They started the conversation.
Right. So, but I to my recollection, I think it was on live. Maybe it was Twitter before. Maybe Twitter was first. I'm not sure, but from
it was definitely Twitter first.
Okay. Well, my apologies. It was Twitter first. Fine. But from the conversation I heard between Brian Norman and Bill, it was a conversation where one party felt like, hey, you told us you were going to do this already. And the other party said, hey, we're going to do it later. That's what I got from that. But people are ignoring Bill's side of the story and just saying, well, Brian, this is what Brian Norman said he was going to do. Bill also had a point. He was like, hey, y'all told us this was going to happen. It didn't happen.
Boxer, what the hell are you talking about?
All right, can you highlight what Sports Prediction said, please?
Yeah, I got you. Right here.
Thank you. Yes, sir. No. The one. The recent one.
The recent one. Okay.
No, not what Bill was thinking. It's what he said.
No. Not that one. It say they signed on July 10th. Remember, everybody was in New York.
Oh, yeah.
They even told. There's a video out there when he told them to their face that we signed up for VADA. Told them to their face. But that was the agreement for sure. So if there was anything outside of that, why didn't Bill say that from the beginning? Why didn't he?
And that's what I'm saying. Based on that conversation, there was some kind of agreement from Bill's side of the story.
I don't care.
Can we stop using Bill as a credible source?
I got one video right here. Hold on.
Per the terms of Turkey Al-Sheikh, the man who's calling the shots, the man who put the fight on, the man who's paying us these multi-million dollars. That's the Haneys and the Normans. This per him, 8 weeks worth of VADA testing. 8 weeks worth of VADA testing. Bill Haney and Devin Haney, they're the team. Devin Haney Promotions, Bill Haney, Devin Haney, they were the ones that were fearful. They are the ones that are afraid. They asked for extra testing. We agreed to extra testing. In fact, we agreed to double the 8 weeks. We agreed to 16 weeks. 16 weeks of testing. My son is going on vacation next week. All my son asked is, hey, but we can start when I come back. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big thought. It was really nothing to it. You feel what I'm saying? Bill Haney mind you, let's put this out there real quick. My son signed up and he told them that he was going to start August the 1st on July the 10th. They sent that out on July the 10th. We're going to start August the 1st. Now, all of a sudden, on July the 18th or 19th, it becomes a big deal that he said August the 1st. 8 days later, now it becomes a big deal that he said August 1st. Why? Why all of a sudden did it become a big deal when you got the email? You saw it before. Why was it always a big deal now? No. Why you got to wait to then? You didn't say that when he first sent the letter. What happened between them 8 days to make you say, no, we need to do it right now? I'm missing it. You feel what I'm saying? We're doing over and above double what Turkey Island Sheik asked for. I personally said, bro, look, the man is like a bad, I don't even want to make this comparison, but it's real. The man is like a battered woman. He's like a scorned lady. He paranoid or whatever else. B, just take the test, man, and show him and shut him up or whatever. Be like, man, no, forget it. I'm not gonna move on their time because we already conceded to the double testing. He had already conceded to that. You feel what I'm saying? But I know B ain't got nothing to hide. He know he ain't got nothing to hide. You feel what I'm saying? So like, B, man, you ain't got nothing to hide, bro. Just do it. You feel what I'm saying? So again, thank God he did it. He went ahead and did it or whatever else. I knew it was gonna end up this way. It's not about bending the knee or nothing else. It's just that some of the people, it was a no-win situation because some people gonna say, oh, you had to go get cleaned up. So those people who saying he had to go get cleaned up, are you apologizing now? Are those people apologizing now that he did not go get cleaned up, that he haven't even went on vacation, that he signed up before, just like he said, because it wasn't a big deal and we told y'all it wasn't a big deal? Are those people apologizing now? No. Now they're saying, see, he been it just like we knew he would. It was a penis measuring contest, shall I say. That's all.
There it is.
Yo, bingo. Brian Norman Sr., salute to you, brother, man. Salute to you.
Hey, how you doing, Bob, man? I wasn't even trying to no interviews no time soon, but just let me put a couple of facts out there real quick, because I heard my man saying all kind of craziness. It's just what I'm glad you just played what I just said. That's actually what I wanted to say. You said that we told them to their face we signed up a bottle on that day, July the 10th. That's exactly what we told them. I had no clue that my son had told me he was going to start on August 1st, but I did know he was going on vacation. He know he had a lot going on. And then since then, my mother has passed. So, again, that was a whole nother situation then, too. But again, my son said, say it again.
Condolences.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, brother. So anyway, my son told him he's going to start August the 1st. My question was then, because again, I didn't know none of this was going on because I'm not in charge of any of that. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was he signed up. I didn't know that he said he's going to start on the 1st. I didn't know none of that. But guess who did know? Guess who was checking the roster every single day? He was checking the roster every day. Bill was. Bill was checking the roster every day because you can see it's apparent. And again, I learned this after that whole conversation with Bill. I didn't think about Bada, didn't know nothing about Bada, didn't know no details about Bada, didn't know how they operate, didn't know nothing about it outside of what Bill was saying. And since then, I educated myself, and now I know what I know, and I know that Bill knew exactly when Brian was going to be enrolled in Bada, and he knew it on the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, and on the 18th, he decided to make a big deal. I do know that too. Bill was just looking for something to put out there. All right. They did test my son about 2 days after he made the So my question for anybody who had any questions about was he clean, what he had to hide, where's the apology? Okay, well, no, he had to hide. Okay, well, yeah, we understand he wanted to go on vacation. Simple as that. But bottom line, it is basic. It was really nothing. Again, we didn't think nothing about Bada because if you ain't a drug cheater, you ain't committing no crimes, you ain't thinking nothing about it. It's only people who worried about it. That's you know what I'm saying. It's only people that worry about it who got something to invest in. And we don't care nothing about that. My son ain't on nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Is Big gonna come out and tell the public that when he come back negative? Okay, well, yeah, he took the test, he was negative. Is he gonna tell his fans that? I sincerely doubt it. I just wanted to come stay some fast, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all later on. All right.
Man, salute to you. Hey, prayers up to you, Senior,
Thank you.
for
I
sure,
appreciate
man.
it, dog.
For sure.
All right, say. Okay.
All right, fam.
There you have it.
Hey, like I said, there's always two sides. There was the Bill side as well. Y'all. Like I
Bill
said,
signed Fugazi though, Pat Hacker, bro. It's been exposed
but you
as
have to. Here's the thing.
Fugazi.
Even if you don't believe somebody's side, you still have to take everybody's side into account, right? That's all I'm saying. I never said that Brian Norman didn't say that. I'm saying from Bill's perspective, from what I got from Bill saying that they had somehow like talked about it and they were supposed to have already done it. That's what I got from that.
Man, he already knew. Man, all right.
Hey, that's all I'm saying. There's two sides to every story. But when it's accounting, so people only account for what Brian Norman said. That's all I'm saying on that topic. Obviously, the brother was there; he's a big part of the party, so I'm not gonna argue against him. But it still stands to say that we also have to hear the other party side to know what really went on.
Man, bro, it ain't nothing to believe on Bill's side due to the fact that everything's been exposed, Hacker. Like the man making phone calls, trying to see what's going on with the Normans behind the scenes, etc., and everything. He know when they testing and all of that shit. Like they know everything, bro.
That's like you being in court and say, "Hey, we don't need to listen to the defendant's side." We already know what the accuser said. Like, come on, guys. It's two sides to every
Shit, but you Hacker, you got to understand. Do you hear any pushback from the Haneys on what Brian Norman Sr. and Junior is saying? Though they're not pushing back on anything they're saying.
Wait a minute, Will. As of right now, no, because Bill Haney's not here. What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying that. I mean, Bill Haney, he got a phone. He can hop on Twitter. Him and Devin, they can hop on Instagram and say, have pushback on what they want to say. But they have not had no pushback for us. Brian Norman Sr. and Junior exposing them for being some fucking fraud throughout this whole process going up to
you
the
can't
fight.
say it because they've been arguing back and forth. So obviously there's some kind of pushback happening. If they have no pushback, there wouldn't be an argument to begin with.
It ain't no pushback right now
because they're not here.
It ain't about them being here. I'm talking about pushback for us just in general. Like I said, they have a phone, bro. They can get on the Twitter like they always do and tweet out everything, bro.
And to be fair, whenever you have Bill Haney here and you bring it up, let's see if he has pushback, because right now he's not here to say that it didn't happen, right? Or it did happen. You're trying to say there's no pushback. Of course, the person's not here to push it back. But every time Brian Norman Sr. and Bill Haney have been on live together, they argued. So obviously they both feel they're in the right. So we have to hear both people's side to really know, right? That's all I'm saying.
Well, public perspective, everybody feel like and look at the Haneys right now on how they've been moving from start on up until now. Right now, it looks like them boys is nervous about this fight in reality right now. That's how it looks to the public.
Well, so let's clarify the public, right? When you say the public, so certain people, not all people feel that way. Because one thing you have to keep in mind, Bill Haney and Devin have been pushed in 365 testing pre-Brian Norman Jr. fight. This is not like
they wasn't doing this with Jose. They wasn't doing this with Jose Ramirez, Hacker. Come on,
this is the thing, though. This is the thing. This is the thing, Hacker, that you're not saying.
Wait.
Cam J, one question.
Just because.
Hold on. Let 2 cents go.
Just because, like Tay said, right? If I say I don't want to do nothing outside of the 8 weeks, I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't have to acquiesce to you because you got cheated. Like, that don't mean you get to run around and bossing people around and telling them to do this, and then you all on Twitter, do as you told. Like, that's the stuff right there, Boxing Hacker, that makes things look suspicious and make Bill and Devin look some type of way. Because all of that was unnecessary. Like Tay said, you could have called these people on the phone. Like the need for this attention and this sympathy. Like, are you the victim or are you a villain? You can't get on here like a villain telling people you gonna do this and you gonna do that. Then get mad when the energy returns back to you because you associated with Victor Conti and his association with Vada and all that shit is suspicious to a lot of people with very good reason. But then you want to cry and complain when that type of attention gets back on you. No, you're either a villain or you're a victim. You're not going to be running around here trying to punk people into doing what you want them to do because Ryan Garcia cheated you. I've agreed to 8 weeks of testing, or I've agreed to additional 8 weeks of testing, and then you want another 2 weeks of testing? No, we're not going to act like that shit Bill did was cool. We're not going to act like it's acceptable because you're not going to keep running around here doing this every fight. or fights that you feel like people might be a threat, so you can make up excuses later. Like, no, it's just not cool. And everybody that's saying that shit is cool, y'all only saying that because it's Devin. If any other fighter was doing this, y'all would have criticisms about it, just like we do. Period.
Because that's not true. When Floyd and Pacquiao
Don't say nothing about Floyd. He not Floyd. He not Floyd. He not Floyd.
Hold on. When they went to the Olympic boxing ordeal, I was like, and Pacquiao was like, "Hey, I'm scared of needles," but the dude had tattoos. I said, "That's weird. Like, what's the big deal?" People were saying the same thing then. They were like, "Oh, he doesn't have to bow down to Floyd." They were saying the exact same argument that you're saying right here, right now. Pacquiao does not have to.
Devin is not Floyd.
I never said he was, but they went through a similar ordeal.
It's not similar.
The only difference is it wasn't like a agreement. But as far
the only difference was it was Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
No. So people were saying the exact same argument that you're making right now. To say there's nothing wrong with testing. You act like we're testing some demonic thing. There's nothing wrong with.
No,
testing.
we're not.
Yeah, like
no, we're not.
Weaponized testing. He's like,
he is.
No, what is testing? You're just testing.
Exactly. So then he should be happy with the 8 weeks of testing is just testing.
Actually, testing. Floyd won Olympic style testing.
Right? I don't want to hear about Floyd, bro. He's not Floyd.
They were saying the same thing. He should be happy with anything. No, if they want, there's no big deal. Just test. Get it over with.
They are testing. They testing for 8 weeks.
Let me get a Shawa in here, man. Shawa, hold on, Hacker. Hold on. Let me get Shawa in here. Shawa, what's good with you?
Salute, and thank you for letting me on the panel.
Salute.
Shout out to my young bro Tay, and shout out to Senior for pulling up on suckers. Quick to pull up on suckers, because look, from the very beginning, it's funny that Boxing Hackers up here doing this, because the simple fact that the thing you're talking about, you are doing. You believe every word that's coming out of Bill's mouth like it's the hallelujah gospel. You're not weighing information. And from the very beginning, Bill was talking about contracts and all this stuff. And he was exposed then on the Boxing Voice, talking about contracts. There wasn't even no contract signed yet. And then who popped up on the Boxing Voice but Turkey saying 8 weeks is all I require. Bill never put in their so-called contract that there was going to ever be an extra 16, actually 18 weeks of testing. This is why he got up there and put up an ultimatum. You got 24 hours or we pulling out the fight. Well, Negro, that's on you. You were supposed to dot your I's, cross your T's, and put that in the contract. He didn't. Therefore, they had an agreement in New York. You can't just believe either side. You have to actually listen to both and weigh information. That's all I'm saying. Instead of just coming up here and saying people are just believing anything, you are too. Bill's been lying, and I used to be a huge supporter of Devin. I was out here arguing with people and leaving channels behind Devin. And yes, this took it to open my eyes that Bill, in this fight at least, he's been capping big time, acting like he's running stuff, and it's not him. It's not his money. It is Turkey, period. Bill ain't running nothing. They can dictate this VADA stuff because in order to do that, you have to fight Devin. That's it. Bill ain't running nothing but his mouth, trying to get ahead of his lies, and it's crazy because I really used to rock with Bill like that, and I can't do it no more. Not after this.
But Shawa, one thing you're missing, right? You said they signed a.
But let me say something real quick to Shawa, because let me say this real quick. I'm gonna let you go, Boxing Hacker. All I want to say is, if Turkey came on and said he all 8 weeks is all he requires, how was 16 weeks already in the agreement if Turkey only paying for 8?
Exactly. That's why I wanted to point out the Shawa. So I hope Brian Norman Senior, if you're still here, please jump on. If I'm wrong,
Boxing Hacker, you wrong. Ain't nobody finna jump on.
Brian Norman Senior said that Turkey said 8 weeks. They said they agreed to 16 weeks. So when you say in the agreement it was only 8 weeks, that's not what Brian Norman Senior is saying.
Okay, I just
said Turkey said it.
I just said that they agreed in New York to do the extra testing.
And the tape we just played said that Brian Norman Senior also said that Turkey only requires 8, but they agreed to 6 double testing.
Agreed. It was not contractual. They agreed in New York.
I don't know. Well, where's Brian Norman Senior? Let him clarify.
Let him, because these are things I asked him personally. Can I report? So if I'm wrong, then so be it. But this is what I wrote down that I could report on. So I don't know what else to say. It was a verbal agreement, to my knowledge, that they agreed to in New York.
Hold on, Happy, let us
signed
talk.
up for BROTHA that day. They agreed to the extra testing, and now Bill's like, "Well, when are y'all gonna start?" But it was not on paper, to my knowledge. So I'm not up here capping or nothing, boxing hacker.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying that based on what we just watched, it's 16 weeks. That's something that Brian
that was agreed to. He did not say it's on paper, and it may be
agreements or agreements. If he's here to clarify, that'll be great. But agreements
are there not different types of agreements? You have a contractual agreement that's on paper, and you have verbal agreements, right?
Bill that word about it. He just don't need to fight him.
So the question becomes: it's not a question of no. It's not a question of Brian Norman's clean or anything like that. Okay.
Based on what you did, why? Can they hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Shout out, Senior.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, I got your answer. I got your answer. The answer is, hey, what's up? What's up, Shower? The answer is exactly what I said, exactly what everybody keep trying to tell you. The 16 weeks was agreed to right here on YouTube. It was agreed to right.
You're right. You're lagging.
You're lagging a little bit.
Yeah, you're lagging a little bit. You're hearing us back.
Oh, my bad. Y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you good now.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
we hear you good.
First of all, it was agreed on the box. It was agreed on social media. It was not on YouTube. It was agreed on YouTube. It was not in nobody's contract. Just like the 18 weeks, we said, forget it, bro. We ain't gonna give you no reason to run. We ain't gonna give you that. That was agreed to on YouTube. All that was agreed right here on social media and YouTube, whatever else. It was not in the contract. 8 weeks is only in the contract. 8 weeks. Turkey, the man who matters, the man who pays. That's why I said, go tell Turkey that. Because to be honest with you, he wouldn't have did it. I know he wouldn't have did it. I know he would have went and told Turkey that, because then it would have went against what Turkey thought of him. That he put out there and said Devin will fight anybody. It would have went against that. It would have went against the narrative they was trying to put out there for Turkey, that Devin will fight anybody. You feel what I'm saying? Because Turkey would have been like, bro, you a PUSSY. But I'm going to holler at you. To be clear, it was only 8 weeks in the term agreement. There is no contract. It was only 8 weeks in the terms agreements. All right.
But are y'all going to keep the 16 or are y'all going to do the 8?
We going to do 18. It don't matter. We already in. We already signed up. The testing don't matter. The testing don't matter. They just looking for a way out to fight. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Move. Be known.
Boxing hacker still finna argue.
You still gonna debate? You gonna debate that now, Hacker? Because you can't debate that now, bro. You can.
I'm not gonna. Of course, Brian Norman Sr. was there. I'm not going to go against what he's saying, particular, right? I'm just saying. I'm just making a assertion based on what he said. It was 16 weeks. They're gonna fight 16 weeks. You're right, Shower. It's not in their contract based on Brian Norman, right? But it's a verbal agreement that they have between each other that they're testing for 18 weeks straight.
I'm gonna tell you what, this testing shit is corny for real. And we're not about to deal with this every time Devin Haney got a fight. You want to accuse everybody of cheating. That shit's weird to me.
Can I speak to that real quick?
Accusation. Nobody accused Brian Norman of cheating.
Yes.
To my recollection, at least the hand never said. Nobody said Brian Norman's dirty.
It was publicly insinuated by saying that, well, how come he ain't signing up? This man has been dragged through the mud for suspecting of being a drug cheat. How come you ain't signing up? This man got life things happening, not to mention all the bullying and lies that's been going on. He is a man, he is a human, and he has a right, because it's not on paper. He has a right to say, look, I need a vacation, I need time off. Apparently that vacation was scheduled way before a fight was. And we know the fight was made less than 7 days after he fought. So, you know, it's just funny to me how people be out here riding real hard. But again, people don't ever want to look at both sides. I just want to say thank you, Camj, for letting me up and giving me a chance to say what I knew to be true or what I understood. But you, Boxing Hacker, I think you should just weigh the information, man. That's all I got to say. Just listen to some interviews and do the math, man. Just
when you say,
you know what? Hold on, Boxing Hacker. Let me say this because I could see if Brian Norman was connected to a known cheater, was connected to somebody that said that they could easily beat drug testing. It's like taking candy from a baby. And if you fail a drug test, you stupid. I could see if he was connected to somebody that's been known as one of the best cheaters of this era. I could see if he was connected to somebody that was connected to the company that they continuously promote for drug testing. I could see if he had all of those things that somebody could be very, very suspicious of him, but he doesn't. The man get knockouts, and now he's super suspicious. And he's the person that's suspicious of him is the person that's connected to the person that I just described. So make that make sense to me, Boxing.
I'll make it make sense real quick. Bill Haney and Devin never said Brian Norman was dirty. You guys keep insinuating things that they never said. You can say that maybe content creators.
They insinuated it.
That no. They just what they said verbatim is that they wanted them to start testing earlier.
What they're doing is insinuating that the boy is dirty.
No.
Yes, by Bill publicly doing that, it did insinuate. And then saying, how come you won't sign? And then all the little Haney fans came out the woodwork. Well, how come you won't sign it? It's only. This
is absolutely ridiculous. I almost left my damn groceries in the store.
Can I just say one more thing too? You guys are making Devin a freaking victim. He was victimized. Absolutely. I was just talking to Tay about this earlier. Deontay Wilder was a victim at one point, but you don't keep carrying this. Now, in order to fight Devin, again, it's understood you got to sign up to VADA. Fine. If people want to get down with that, fine. But y'all need to quit making a victim out of Devin. And then he turned around and be all up in people's face, bullying and calling them small. That is the problem.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. My boy, my brother Tay, he got to slide real quick, man, for sure, man.
No problem, man. Anytime, bro.
What's going on?
You already know, bro. Appreciate you.
No problem. Appreciate you.